What is up? Seth Humphrey here with the Gorilla Alliance Radio, and we're back. We're back here on YouTube, and we're back here shooting another episode of the Gorilla Alliance Radio. And what I want this to be is I want it to be something where in the morning time I can be there for you, so you can go to for some inspiration and some motivation. And I work with a lot of individuals over the last 13 years, whether that be physically, as far as my clients that have needed help with mindset, they need help working out, but also with men who across the board are successful maybe in one area or another, but they're lacking in one area. Majority of the men that I coach are very high performing. They do very well as far as business goes, but they lack in maybe one or two areas. And what I've seen with the individuals I've coached over the years is this. In one area, there's possibly you having a power leak. Now, here's the deal. When I talk about the Vital Four and being the best that we can be in our fitness, family, faith, and finances, are you ever going to be balanced? Is it ever going to be a balanced in one area or in all the areas where you're just going around long and it's just perfect? Absolutely not. There's going to be some areas that you may be rocking and rolling your fitness, and your business may be through the roof, but your relationship's lacking. It may be that you're doing really well in your fitness and your relationships are great. Your business is lacking because your faith is not where it needs to be. You're having faith in yourself, able to take action in certain situations. So in all in life, there's always going to be an area that you're leaking power. And what my job is to help you take action and to help you be clear on where it is that maybe you may be leaking power. Now, a lot of men that I coach and a lot of men that I talk to, and it's not necessarily men I coach, because the men I coach, they realize they need help. But there's a lot of individuals that are on a day-to-day basis that they tell themselves, and I call it the entrepreneur war cry of, I'm good, I don't need no help. Men, I don't need no help, I'm good, I'm good. And they tell themselves they're good. In actuality, when you look down in your stomach and it's hanging over your belt, you're not good. When you're not performing in the bedroom like you could be, or maybe you're not even getting enough action in the bedroom because your relationship, you're not showing your wife the 3 A's, attention, affection, and appreciation. So we leak power. And any time that we leak power, you're not going to take your life to a level that it could be. Because if you're leaking power in your relationship, then you're not going to be able to perform in your business like you should be. If you're not getting, excuse my term here, but if you're not getting laid, then you're probably not going to be performing like you could in your business. If you're not not performing like you should be as far as your fitness goes, then you're not going to have the energy to give to your business like you could. You're not going to have the certainty. You're not going to have the confidence. We go and we look at same way the energy. At the end of the day, when you finish your day, you don't have the energy to play with your kids and perform in the bedroom possibly. So there's always going to be an area that we can take to another level. Now, in saying that, where we're trying to work ourselves to where we have across the board, we're performing, and there is going to be a lower level that we need to take on. So like with the guys in the Gorilla Alliance, we call it the big domino. What's the big domino that we're going to focus on these next 90 days? What's that big domino? And then what we focus in on is, okay, how can I take this big domino, this area here? So let's say for this next 90 days, it's going to be my fitness. That's going to be the area that I really, really need to be focused in on. So how can I, in that area, push really, really hard? What is the main focus? And then how's that going to help me in my relationships? How's that going to help me with my faith? How's that going to help me in my business? And we go across the board and go that way. And then we were able to push for 90 days. You're able to focus in on my fitness, but in the same token, you can arrange it where, okay, my goal is to work a 5K. So I'm going to go for a 5K, and that's what my next 90 days is. I'm going to run a 5K in 90 days. Okay, so then how can I intertwine my relationships in that area? All right, so if I'm going to run a 5K, then maybe I start every night going with my wife and going walking, and include my kids and have them go and run with me, or whatever it may be, as far as taking that practice where you're getting to spend some time with them as well, working on your areas and able to intertwine those. So in business, it's maybe it's letting your teammates, as far as in business, maybe it's your staff, that you're getting them involved, and you're getting them to push in their fitness as well, and so they're performing better at fitness. And so once they're performing better, they have more certainty, they have more confidence, they have more energy, and they're able to show up at a different level. So we can intertwine all these to make that big domino, my fitness, and intertwine all of them so everything takes a level up as well. And so it's something that, yeah, that's the area that I'm really focused in on, but that's also taking my business up. That's also taking my relationships and taking that on another level. And you can intertwine all those to work for you. So my question for you today is this: in what area are you leaking power that you know that you're not showing up to your full capacity? Because here's the deal: until you're able to plug that leak, then it's not going to happen. Now I see a lot of individuals who've tried to plug that leak before, and if it is in fitness, I've seen individuals that are overweight that are really doing good as far as business goes. They're doing good as far as their family life goes. They're investing in their faith. They're taking action, but they're leaking power in their fitness, and they don't know how to get the results. And that's because their capacity to deal with stress is limited. They've taken so much and they've added more to the plate. And what happens is they start to make these restrictions in their life, that I'm not going to have carbs, and I'm not going to have any drinks, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. And what this does is, whenever you have restrictions, then that requires willpower. Now, I've talked a lot about what this is fitness, but it's across the board. Where in your life right now are you putting so much restrictions on trying to get better that you've made it where it's not feasible, where it's going to require willpower? And it's not a willpower deal, it's a skill set. And a lot of individuals need to hire a coach, and you're not doing it for one reason or another. I don't know what it is. It's probably a money thing. I'll give you a perfect example. This past 90 days, or this past month, I hired a coach. I went back and hired a business coach. I've done pretty good, and I've had a coach that I hired, but it's been on a lower level, not someone that can really hold me accountable. And so I went and I hired a coach, $1,500 a month. Very uncomfortable for me, especially with my business not performing the way that I necessarily want it to. And so I've taken another $1,500 out. But guess what happened? He gave me some keys to start to implement in my business. And we brought in 25 new clients at $299 a piece. And then I could take care of those clients and take their experience to another level and be able to make more money on that later on. So where in your life right now are you leaking power, and you probably need a little bit of accountability. You need someone to help you level up, and you're holding back. Maybe that's where you're leaking power, is that the ability to let go of the reins and let somebody else kind of help guide you a little bit. And what I do is not sit back and I don't know your business better than you know your business. But what I can be is, I can be that soundboard. I can be that guy who sits back and listens to what you're saying. And I can ask you questions that make you think differently. And once I'm able to ask you questions that make you think differently, it's able to get out of your head. Here's what I see a lot of the time is, we have a microscope, a magnifying glass on top of our problems, because we keep it in. Especially men, we keep those problems in. And when we keep those problems in, what happens is, it's like a magnifying glass right on top of the problems. And when you can get it off when you can just release and just talk about what's going on in that crazy head of yours, you're able to start seeing it more from a balcony view, When I can make you think differently, when I can ask you questions and make you think differently, you're able to see it from a balcony view, and you're able to figure it out on your own. That's what the difference between a coach is and someone who's just telling you. That's what I think a lot of individuals think, well, nobody knows my business. I'm like, no, nobody's going to know your business like you. No one's going to know your relationships like you. But if you're just able to have someone that's can be your soundboard, that you can just listen to what they have, listen and communicate what needs to be said, and get stuff off of your plate, and just have a release, then that person, hopefully me, can go, hey, have you thought about this? And here's the power of having a group of individuals to work with. And like in the Guerrilla Alliance, we work as a group. And what the beautiful part of that is like there's something that you are not good at, or something that you've experienced maybe that you haven't went through before. And you have someone who has gone through that experience inside the group who can say, hey man, have you tried this? Or hey man, have you tried this? And lead you a different way and give you advice in a different way that maybe you hadn't thought about. And you can do the same thing for them. Here's the deal, my man. You can run fast by yourself. There's no doubt about it. You can run fast by yourself, but you can run a lot further when you have individuals that can pick you up over their shoulder and take you across that finish line when you stumble and fall. It's that easy. So, Seth Humphrey with the Guerrilla Alliance. I've got all kinds of, I've got the four-dimensional man project going right now. That is the introductory, that's the way you get started in working with me. Is you have to go through this, which is a membership site, and you follow the membership site stuff for a month. You start working on all that stuff, and then 90 days we push hard. You can go to the 4dmanproject.com. That's 4dmanproject.com, and check out more information. Seth Humphrey with the Guerrilla Alliance and Guerrilla Alliance Radio. Talk soon.